Week 17 is in the books. Here are some recaps from this week's set of games. We've got the Bills versus the Packers, and it's Buffalo coming away with the victory here. They move up 9-7 on the year over the Packers, who fall 9-7. So Paxton Lynch only 139 yards. Mariota, who is in the MVP running, I think he's the runner-up right now, gets the win. Then we got the Bengals versus the Buccaneers. And here we go. We have Derek Carr and the Cincinnati Bengals coming away with a victory, 28-27. Failed 2-point conversion attempt for the Bucs. Gives them the L here in Week 17. The 11-5 Bengals ascend to the number 1 seed in the AFC. Then we got the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Patriots need this victory to keep their playoff hopes alive. And unfortunately, they fail to do so. Looks like the Patriots are falling under 500 this year. There you see the beautiful touchdown grab there to Deshaun Jackson, who just takes it to the house. Newton and Brady had over 300 yards. They each had 3 or more touchdowns. Brady with 4 touchdowns. The Miami Dolphins are in better position to make the playoffs now, and the Patriots appear out. Then we have the 2 10-win teams, the Ravens versus the Colts. Colts are trying to get a win here to stay on top of the AFC, but unfortunately the loss makes them fall to 10-6. They still lead and they clinch the playoffs to their division, but the Ravens move up to 11-5 or 11-6. Yeah, 11-5. And then we've got the Seattle Seahawks with Matthew Stafford running in for a touchdown, defeating Tyrod Taylor, who takes over after the injury to RG3. So 27-24, Seattle comes away with the victory. Then we have the Battle of Los Angeles, the Rams versus the Chargers, and it is the Super Bowl defending champions, Rams, coming away with the victory with that touchdown pass to Ben Tate. 27-25, Rams rise to 11-5. Chargers are now 500 at 8-8. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New York Jets. So here we have another important battle here. Jets trying to stay on top of the AFC East, and they are now tied with the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, Roethlisberger throws a touchdown pass there to Todd Gurley, going up to 9-7 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll get some other updates very shortly around the league. So there we go. As you can see, some of the other game results. We got the Lions beating the Bears, so they go up 12-4. We had the Panthers falling to the Denver Broncos, so 24-17. The superior team there losing. Then we've got the 49ers beating the Giants. Both teams are now 9-7. We've got the Commanders over the Titans, 17-14. So the Titans were trying to get into the playoff picture with Aaron Rodgers, but they fail. But again, going from the number 1 overall pick to being 8-8 and in the playoff hunt was a major progression for the Tennessee Titans. And of course, the Tennessee Titans will have longer longevity with Aaron Rodgers than the Colts will have with Drew Brees. So we'll see if the AFC South becomes the Titans division when Brees retires and is out of the league. We got the Jaguars beating the Cowboys. So that was a surprise. So Jaguars get their 4th win of the year. We had the Saints defeating the Chiefs 28-10. No contest there. Saints have a surprising turnaround. So they're now 9-7. We got the Texans beating the Eagles. So the Texans get their 3rd win of the year. They still are destined or most likely going to be the number 1 overall pick, the worst team in the league. But I guess if they win, there's some other teams that might, based on tiebreaker, become the worst team. Then we got the Cardinals versus the Raiders. Raiders fall to 4-12. Cardinals rise up to 5-11. Both teams had 4 wins. And then the Browns were able to triumph over the Atlanta Falcons. So good for them. So there's some news there in case you wanted to see some highlights of some of the top news. Prescott was the starting quarterback for the Jaguars in their victory over the Cowboys. So Prescott got his first start of the year and he got his very first win. Top performers. I'm going to give you a chance to look through some of those. Some rookie performers. Some disappointments there. Injury report. We got RG3 out for the rest of the year. We got, again, the divisional round return of Arian Foster if the Chargers make it. McFadden's out for the year. So a good number of injuries. If you wanted to take a look at any of these more in particular, you are welcome to pause. Transactions. I tried to a couple signings there, but nothing. I mean, there's just some free agency stuff to fill in some injuries. So when we look at home first. So right now, Bengals, Colts, Ravens, clinched. Lions, Panthers, Rams, clinched. Now we got the hunt. The Cowboys, Commanders, Seahawks, and Giants are all in the playoff picture here in the NFC. And we got the Jets, Chargers, Bills, and Steelers right now in the hunt here for the AFC. Look at the standings. We've got the Jets, Bills, and Dolphins all 9-7. So all of their games matter this week in Week 18 as they're trying to win the division. Patriots out with 7-9, 6 straight losses. So they were 7-3 and just dropped the frickin' ball these past few games. Then we got the AFC North with the Ravens and Bengals both clinching the playoffs, but they are trying to clinch the division lead and get that home field advantage. Right now, I don't know why the Ravens are above them, but the Bengals are technically the number 1 seed, so they would be having that first round bye. The Steelers are right there on the verge of the playoffs with a 9-7 record, and the Browns are one of the worst teams, 4-12. Colts are 10-6, Titans 8-8. I guess technically the Titans are still in it. I think if the Titans win and like every other wild card team loses, I guess they still technically have a shot. But then you got the Jaguars 4-12, Texans 3-13. I guess maybe if the Texans win and the Jaguars lose, there's a chance Jacksonville might be the worst team. But yeah, look at Houston's net points. -123. Raiders are -122, so just by 1 point. They're the worst. Then you've got the Chargers 8-8, Broncos 7-9, and then the Chiefs and Raiders both at 4-12. Then we see the Commanders now potentially taking the lead in the NFC East over the Cowboys, and the Giants are 9-7. So all of those 3 games matter in perspective as who's going to win the division. Eagles are 7-9. They look to be out. Then you got the Lions, who are right now in first place with maybe the Panthers and Rams right behind them. So I think the Lions might need to get a victory here to secure, because the Panthers are 6-0 in their division. They have not lost a division game, those Panthers. We got the Packers 9-7, the Vikings and the Bears 8-8, so they're right on the cusp there. But they're probably outside looking in. We got the Saints at 9-7. We got the Buccaneers 6-10, Falcons 5-11. The Seattle Seahawks are 10-6. So I guess if the Seahawks win, I don't know if there's a chance they can tie the Rams there. But it looks like the Rams have it clinched. 49ers 9-7, pretty good end of the year there. They were looking at 6-7. They had 3 straight wins, and then the Cardinals got a win, going 5-11. Some little player stats here. It's Newton, Breeze, Brady, Rodgers, Roethlisberger. Only Newton is over 4,000 yards. 40 touchdown passes for Brady, 39 for Rodgers. Derek Carr right up there with 38. Interception leaders is Matt Ryan and Gilbert with 20 plus. Rush yards, you got Bradshaw, Hill, Smith, Ajayi, and Spiller. They were 1,300 yards or more. We got Chris Johnson, number 18, is at 1,005. So their 18 running backs have over 1,000 yards. And we only see, 3 running backs with 900. So Bernard, Gurley, and Bell, we shall see if they are able to cross over into the 1,000-yard club. Now, Giovanni Bernard leads the league in touchdowns with 15. And then we see a batch of them from Martin, Spiller, Elliott, and White with 13. Moving to receiving, we got Calvin Johnson Jr., Jones, Hilton, Nix, and Deshaun Jackson. So 2 wide receivers from Miami in the top 5. We see only 8 wide receivers with over 1,000 yards. So Gordon, Cooper, Hill are included in the 1,000 club. And then we have a good number of them. So from number 20 at 906 is Keenan Allen. And we got like Olsen, Hardy, Tate, Beckham Jr., Fitzgerald. Hayward Bay just needs 1 yard. Percy Harvin needs 1 yard to be in the 1,000 club. We look at touchdowns. It's Julio Jones, easy by a mile with 18. Tyreek Hill with 15. Then a batch of them with 13 and 12. We see 14 receivers have 10 or more receiving touchdowns. We got Mike Wallace and Fitzgerald with 11 drops. So that's pretty depressing. Tyreek Hill, the rookie, and Brandon Tate, Kenny Stills round up the top 10. Well, I guess there's a bunch of them with 9. Tackles, we got Phillips, Anthony, Chung, Collins, and Wagner in the top 5. We got sack leaders, Dante Fowler with 13, Derek Morgan with 12, Everson Griffin 11, Olivier Vernon 10.5, Kareem Martin and Robert Quinn with 9.5. Interception leaders, we got Mark Barron, Jamar Taylor, and Patrick Willis all with 6. And then tied for number 4 is Rogers, Cromartie, Maga, Morgan, Xavier Rhodes, and Chung. So we look at the award races. Right now in the lead is the Panthers coach. That is, slipping my mind, it is Roman Pfeiffer. The Bengals head coach is now up there. So that's Mike Zimmer. Then John Gruden, Mike Shanahan, and Mike McCarthy. Then we got Cam Newton leading the way with MVP. We got Marcus Mariota right behind him. So, I mean, if the Bills win the division, we could see the Bills possibly having Mariota as the MVP in his second year. Aaron Rodgers, Sanchez, and Derek Carr right behind them. We got Julio Jones for Offensive Player of the Year with Chris Johnson, Johnson Jr., Matthews, and Gurley. Top 5 there. We got Defensive Player of the Year likely to be Patrick Willis with 6 interceptions, only 1 sack, which is surprising, but 95 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 8 pass deflections. Everson Griffin, Dante Fowler, Donta Hightower, and Derek Morgan are top 5 there. Offensive rookie is between Hill and Henry with Zeke and Braxton Miller, who's been absolutely crazy. He's been throwing passes, running, receiving, just doing everything. He got 10 total touchdowns, and he also has some passing touchdowns too. So that's Braxton Miller's been kind of the best gadget player I've ever played with, and that Taysom Hill kind of playbook with the Saints has been very helpful in utilizing Braxton Miller more. We got Carson Wentz over there with the Bears, also an offensive rookie candidate, but kind of outside looking in. It's going to be probably Tyreek Hill. Blake Martinez is surprising for a rookie of the year. For defense, we see 70 tackles and 9 pass deflections. Joey Bosa, 40 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, and 6.5 sacks. William Jackson III, Justin Simmons, and Jalen Smith. Then we got best quarterback looking to be Mariota. Ryan Matthews for running back. Julio Jones for receiver. Best defensive lineman, Fowler. Best linebacker, Willis. And then Mark Barron being the best defensive back. So I will get through and work on the week 18 games, and I'll start summarizing those games. And then we'll get into the playoffs where we start seeing more gameplay per week. And then I will be showing for the Super Bowl at minimum play-by-play. I don't know about the AFC Championship or the NFC Championship, but let me know if you want to see those full games. But yeah, if you like this alternate reality of the NFL, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.